Hi, this is Yuri, and welcome to my Photo to Paint video course. In this tutorial, you will be able to learn how to turn your photo into a nice looking watercolor painting using your iPad or iPhone and an application called Icolorama, which is available on Apple Store. But first, let me show you a few examples of my works made with this technique. If you follow my steps from this tutorial, I'm sure you'll get even better results. This one is made from my picture of the boats in Barcelona port. This is also in Barcelona, a very nice seafood restaurant. Yeah, this is just from the lake. This is one of the cities, small towns in Europe. Also in Europe. Amsterdam, Hong Kong, Vilnius. That's Moscow, Venice, also Venice. This one I think is in Nice. Vilnius, Old Town. This one is Moscow in January. So, couple words about myself. My name is Yuri, Y-U-R-I. I'm not a professional artist nor a painter, but I really like to turn my photographs into nice looking digital art. And I've been doing that for more than 10 years, using different software on my PC and later on applications on my iPad or some Android devices. I have a bunch of applications on my iPad, as you can see, a lot of them, and I'm trying and using most of them, of course, but again, my favorite one is Icolorama. With Icolorama, I can do real brushing, and you'll be able to see that and to follow it. So, let's open Icolorama. I'm not going to talk about the interface of the application at this moment. You will learn about it during my course. Now let's open the photograph we are going to paint. Let's go to Photo on the left top corner, press on that, Image from Library, press on that, select your folder and the image. For my purpose, I'm going to use the image of the cafe in Barcelona. Choose the highest resolution. And here is the image I'm going to use for watercolor painting. The image itself looks great with a lot of shadows and lights, colors. What I'm going to do, I'm going to adjust a little bit of coloring. There are a lot of different tools to do that, but my favorite one is here. I go to Adjust on the top line, press on that, and I'm going to select Tone Lab on the second line. Select that. Then I need to go to Preset button on the bottom right corner, press on that, and there are a lot of different submenus and settings which I can apply for the image. My favorite one is number 4. I think these are great colors for my watercolor painting. Let's press on Preset to hide the window. Alright, now let's go from preparation to the brushing part. Let's select the brush menu on the top line, and from submenus on the second line, I would select Rebound. Press on Rebound, and automatically you will get a clean white canvas. That's what we need for watercolor brushing. If we change the opacity on the bottom line, you'll see the underlying image. And when you paint on the white canvas, it will automatically pick up and clone the colors and everything from the bottom image. If we start painting as it is, It's not going to look great for me. I think the painting looks a lot photographic, and I want to do it a bit more painterly. So let's press on clean button on the left top corner to clean the canvas. Press OK, and it's white again. And for my watercolor purposes, I need to make some changes in brush settings. Let's do that. And this is the key point in my tutorial, to change the settings. Otherwise, we will not get the desired result. Please remember the settings, write them down on the piece of paper and use it. First thing, I need to go to preset window. Press on preset button on the bottom right corner and make sure that rebound preset is selected. Then press on preset again just to hide the window. Then we need to choose right brush. Press on brush here. On the left side we have brush families. If we press on one brush family, you'll see all the brushes which are under this family. You can use either all of these brushes at one time, or you can select one of these brushes, a specific brush from the family to paint with. For watercolor technique, I'm using the following brush. Press on this brush family. It is called W color. And from this brush family, we are going to use this brush. Brush number 4. Now we have this brush selected. We can close brush window by pressing on the brush. And next is most important are the settings of the brush. Press on the set window on the bottom, and here we have 3 subsettings: basic, adjust, stroke. We are in basic subsetting right now. Let's go from the bottom, because we need to change the limits. It is very important. By default, the limit stays on 20, 0.20. We need to drag them all the way to 0.50, 50 or 51. All other sliders in the basic submenu stay as they are by default. Now let's go to adjust submenu. Press on adjust. Displays. This is a very important slider because it's going to display your strokes. It's going to provide to your strokes a bit more fuzzy and watercolor look. And let's move it to the right, let's say by 70, 75. This is the value, 70 or 75. Details. Details is very important that it stays as it is with a slider on 0 all the way to the left. Vibrance variation, we leave it as it is by default. It is at 0. Yes. And vibrance, we're going to change it a little bit because originally by default it stays at 0.50, I think, and we need to move it to 0.40. Right. This way our colors will not change, and that's what we want. And next submenu is stroke. Press on stroke. 3 sliders. We're gonna turn them, all 3 of them, all the way to the right. All the way to the right to 1.00. Okay, we've done with settings. Once again, stroke submenu, spacing, velocity, shattering all the way to the right, very important. In adjust, vibrance 0.40, vibrance variation at 0, details at 0 all the way to the left, displays at 0.75. Let's close this window by pressing on Set button again. Okay, here we are. Next is the size of the brush. If we look at the bottom of the window, you see the size slider, and this tells us about the size of the brush. There are no numerical values in this slider, but I tend to leave the brush at this size. So just visually, please remember it's about half of the way to the right. And opacity, let's move it a little bit to the left so we can see a little bit of the tracing image, so we know where we paint. Finally, stroke opacity, let's move it a little bit to the left to at around 0.85. So we are done with all the settings and we are ready to brush. So guys, now we are at the most interesting and the most fun part of the tutorial, at brushing. And you can see how I do that, and you will really enjoy to do it yourself. So, here's my pencil, here's the canvas, we have a brush, we have tracing image underneath. Okay, here we go. Fun, really fun. I start to brush with the areas on the sides, on the top, again on the left side, on the bottom, just to leave a white areas. I'm not filling the entire canvas with the painting. Is in watercolor, I think we should leave some of the white areas in the image, so it provides a really nice watercolor effect. If we turn the opacity slider, let me do it with my finger because it's on the left. If we turn the opacity slider to the right, so we can see, we hide the underneath the image, and you can see that it is really nice brushing. If we turn it to the left, you see, this is the image itself. To the right, really nice. I love it. I hope you too. So, as you remember in the beginning, we have a preset button on the bottom right corner, and when we press on that, we used rebound preset with all these changes, and it provided to us really nice kind of jazzy, fuzzy, looking painting. We can use also rebound preset in order to make even more kind of jazzy, kind of, you see, distracting, results. Yeah, it's up to your taste. But now I would like to reveal some of the details in this image, and I can do that. And when I go to preset button on the bottom again, I press on that, I need to go to plane menu, plane, hide it, and here I go. What I want to reveal, let me change the opacity a little bit so we see the image and we know what we are going to reveal. I'm going to reveal the restaurant sign. I'm going to reveal some windows, flowers, some tables, and balcony and windows. Right. I'm changing the opacity again all the way to the right, and now again with the plane I'm just pressing I'm pressing on these parts of the image which I want to reveal. You see, I am revealing bar, restaurant, then on windows I remember there are some flowers. I'm just pressing on that really a bit harder. I'm pressing on the windows. Actually, this plane preset also, it changes a little bit the dark areas of the image. If we paint on here, for example, it lightens the dark areas. I'm gonna make an undo now because I don't like this one. Let's continue. Let's continue. Going to the balcony, to the flowers again. Going to this part, that part, doors. Revealing some of the details of the doors, and still at the same time I'm keeping them like fuzzy. Let me do it from this side. Some tables. And you see, I'm still having a lot of white areas in the image, so it looks a bit more like a watercolor. Undo. Undo. Yes. Because I was trying to fill in some, white areas, but it was too much. Right. Need to leave some white areas, kind of a guessing. The viewer needs to guess what is in this image. Here. Yes. Okay. And one more thing. Let's try to change the opacity of the image and see what happens. Here, if I change it a little bit by leaving it like 90, between 90 and 95, it blends the original together with the painted image. Let us stay at 0.90, which is fine. We have white areas around inside the image, and at the same time we do have some details of the image. So I think my painting is finished. Let's press on apply in order to save the result. Now we've just made the most interesting part of the process, but this is not all. I want to make some additional steps so the image looks even more watercolor. In order to do that, let's go to Style menu on the top, press on Style. We have the warning that we are leaving brush preset, which is fine. And on the second line, we need to find the water preset. This is here. Press on water. The image changed automatically to a watercolor. Here's before, here's after. And we have really nice shadows and textures. But for me, the outlines look too dark. I'm going to change it by moving the edge slider on the bottom a little bit to the left. See? Really nice. And you can tell the watercolor texture is marvelous here. It's applied automatically. And if you want to change to decrease the texture a little bit, you can change it with this slider. But I tend to keep it all the way to the right at the maximum. So I like this result. I can press apply to save the change. Saved. There are two final things which I want to do before I finish. First is to change the color and tonality of the image, and second, to sharpen the image. For the tonality, let me go to the tone mode. On the top left corner, press on tone. And there are plenty of tools to change the image tonality and the colors. If we try enhance, for example, this color comes by default. But if you go to preset button on the bottom right corner, there are 27 presets which can change your image color and tonality. You can choose whatever you like from that. Next is pastel. There are 63 presets. I can try each of them to see which one applies to my image better than the other. Another tool to change colors which I like is in Adjust menu. Press on Adjust on the top and select Tone Lab. on the second line. Tone lab. This is default. If I go to preset number 3, I think that's what I need for this image. I can change a little bit the contrast. I think I like the result. Let's compare it what I had before. Before and after. Great. Let's press apply in order to save the change. We have done with the colors. Now let's sharpen the image. For that purpose, let me go to effects here on the top line. Effects. You see on the second line, sharpen. Press on sharpen. This is by default. Very bad. Go to preset on the bottom. Press on that. I think I like number 3 or number 4. Yeah, number 4 provides really nice tiny sharpening. If you think it's still over sharpened, you can bring the opacity slider halfway to the left. It's done. I like the result. Let's press apply to save the change. Now, in order to save the image itself, we need to press the save on the top right corner. It gives us different options. I tend to use save PNG because it's of better quality, and it's done. It's saved. Perfect. I hope you liked this tutorial, and I hope that you will come back to watch it again and again in order for you to produce similar or even better results. I wish you good luck with that, and I'm sure you will make it. By the way, I showed you how I do it on iPad. Icolorama application is also available for iPhones. I can do it on my iPhone 7 Plus as well. On iPhone, Icolorama has a bit different layout and interface, but that's not a problem. The main problem is a small window. It's not really easy to paint on that. Although I can do that, I made really nice images when I was traveling, sitting at the airport. I encourage you to use that application with iPhone, with iPad especially. And once again, good luck. Again, thank you for watching this tutorial on watercolor painting number 1, because I will have some other watercolor painting techniques available later on. I will also have techniques on bristol painting, on brush painting, on coarse painting, and I will also use some other applications as a support to Icolorama. So please stay tuned and see you in my next tutorials. Thank you. Bye.